series between Seattle and the Portland Trail Blazers. It's going to be a real exciting one, and I'm real happy that we have the home court advantage.
The 1980 NBA Championship Playoffs. Tonight from the Kingdome in Seattle, the NBA World Champion Seattle SuperSonics host the Portland Trail Blazers. Game number 1. Seattle Supersonic basketball is brought to you by Olympia Beer. Sit back and enjoy an ice-cold Ole. It's the water and a lot more. And by your neighborhood Union 76 dealers, who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. And by Rainier Bank, where you can enjoy the safe, solid return of Rainier Bank bonds by putting your money in the mountain today. Member FDIC. Good evening, everybody, from the Kingdome in Seattle. I'm Wayne Cody, and working with me tonight, Pete Gross. We welcome you to this first game of the NBA playoffs with the Seattle SuperSonics against the Portland Trail Blazers. Even though the Sonics won by 31 points on Sunday night, a couple of the players today were eluding some caution. Let's not underrate the Portland Trail Blazers. They could still win a short 3-game series. Peter, it's the first team to win 2 out of 3. I think Portland's going to come back and be tougher, certainly, than they were Sunday night. They better be, because they dropped that ball game Sunday night by 31 points. But I think you kind of hit the nail on the head when you said you can't underestimate a Portland ball club, despite the fact the Sonics have beaten this ball club the last 5 times they've met this year, won 5 out of 6 meetings on the regular campaign against Portland, beat them by 31 Sunday night. Yet you don't want to underestimate this ball club, especially in a short series like this, 2 out of 3. I think that could really be a danger. Maybe the players are a little bit more overconfident than Lenny Wilkins would like them to be. Although when it gets to be playoff time, it's a whole different ball game. The thing that surprised me the other night, Wayne, is that Jack Ramsey really didn't put that much emphasis in Sunday's ball game psychologically from his ball club standpoint. Lonnie Shelton will be back tonight. He will not start. Lenny has said that he would start James Bailey unless he changed his mind in the last 15 minutes. But Lonnie Shelton will play, apparently, if needed. Of course, if the Sonics would jump up and get ahead in the game very easily, he might not see any action. Now, for Portland, Abdul Jalani is out for the year. He hurt his knee, and they don't know how. But Jim Brewer, who was not available Sunday, he is back and should see some action. The Portland Trail Blazers, the Seattle SuperSonics, they have each won the NBA championship in the last 3 years. They're going to start on the road to it tonight. The Sonics, to win again, have to win 14 games in about the next month and a half. So stay with us from the Kingdome. The Sonics and the Blazers, game 1 of the mini-series, will get underway after these words. If you're a Sonic fan and you feel a little bit bad because the SuperSonics did not win their division again this year, well, all 4 division winners from last year's field failed to repeat. Boston, they took over for the Washington Bullets in the Atlantic Division. Atlanta, they dethroned San Antonio in the Central Division. Milwaukee gained the nod over Kansas City in the Midwest. And the Los Angeles Lakers took the Sonics in the Pacific Division. So all 4 division titleists, Peter, did not come back. Taking a look at that Western Conference and the top 6 teams that go into the playoffs, and of course 5 do not. The conference championship will be decided eventually in a 7-game series. With the mini-series, as you see, Seattle and Portland. It's a 3-game series, but they may not go 3. It's the best 2 out of 3. The winner plays Milwaukee. Then the Lakers, of course, they wait to find out who wins the Phoenix-Kansas City series. Here you see Los Angeles had 60 victories, 22 losses. Seattle 56-26. Then Phoenix, then Milwaukee, then Kansas City, and then Portland. But remember, Milwaukee won the Midwest Division, so they get to lay out along with the Lakers, while Seattle, Phoenix, Kansas City, and Portland all play. Interesting thing about those standings is you look at Seattle's 56 wins. That was the most wins by a Sonic ball club in the history of the franchise. Their best record ever, Wayne, and yet they finished in the number 2 spot in the NBA's Pacific Division behind the very much improved Los Angeles Lakers. Daryl Gerritsen tonight will be the lead official along with Ed Rush, and there is even an alternate as they have in the playoffs. But first, as you take a look tonight, Daryl Gerritsen on the left, the veteran official, Ed Rush on the right, and Pete will have a halftime interview with Hugh Hollins, the gentleman in the middle, who will be the alternate official here tonight. The Kingdome, less than 25,000 tickets sold by 2 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon for this game. Therefore, no live television in Seattle, though other cities are seeing it live. The delayed telecast, of course, underway at 11:30 tonight. Our national anthem.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Veteran recording star and singer Tony Martin with tonight's national anthem. He is in town with his lovely bride, Sid Charisse, entertaining in the Seattle area, and he is here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, if we may, for the Portland Trailblazers. Ron Brewer introduced to the crowd. This is Dave Twardzik, the guard.
25, 6'10", South Carolina's Tom Owens.
Tom Owens, the center, next man introduced on the right of your screen.
6'8", number 42, Kermit Washington.
That's Kermit Washington, a new acquisition this year from Portland.
Northeast Louisiana, Calvin Knapp.
And Calvin Knapp, the fine rookie, who was traded from the New Jersey Nets, averaging 22 points a game. Former Sonic coach Bucky Buckwalter is Jack Ramsey's assistant. Now let's take a look at the Seattle SuperSonics. Forward John Johnson being introduced. James Bailey, as we mentioned, will start, though Lonnie Sheldon is feeling better. Dennis Johnson at guard. Gus Williams at guard. And Jack Sikma at center. Buddy Wilkins, the head coach. Les Hobbinger on the right of your screen, the assistant coach.
Already one final score in the NBA playoffs, a mini-series between Philadelphia and Washington at Philadelphia for game one tonight, won by the 76ers over the Bullets, 111-96. Halftime score, Houston is trailing San Antonio at Houston, 51-42. Opening quarter at Kansas City, it is Phoenix 19 and Kansas City 14. That's in the opening quarter of play.
Trailblazers tonight, as you can see, if you have a color set in their red uniforms with a black and white trim, the Sonics in their home white uniforms with the green and the gold trim. On Sunday night, the Seattle SuperSonics won that game 135-104. And it was really the play of the entire team as 10 players, everybody except Lonnie Sheldon. They all played and they all scored in double figures. Portland has selected the West Basket, and that's where they'll be going. The Sonics in this first half will run toward the east, the tip underway, and Portland Tadzik. That's Dave Twardzik. Twardzik out of Old Dominion, 8-year veteran.
Get a look at the Portland offense right away, and as we mentioned on our telecast Sunday night, an offense that likes to pass the ball a lot, likes to use a lot of the clock, likes to set up a lot.
Calvin Natt takes the jump shot, and he hits, and Portland goes on top 2-0. Calvin Natt, a fine rookie, possibly rookie of the year, who knows?
He's definitely the guy, I think, offensively tonight, Wayne, that the Sonics are going to have to slow down, and of course it'll be JJ's job to do that.
Gus will take the jumper. Off the side as Kermit Washington gets the rebound. Darryl Garrettson makes a call under the basket. Basketball was kicked, and it will be out of bounds for the SuperSonics.
Get a look at the scramble here as they go after the ball. Dave Twardzik, who is just a fiery little competitor, he and big James Bailey going after the ball. Twardzik gets a hand on it there. And out of bounds it goes, and it's out to the Sonics.
Back live, Dennis's shot that you saw go in a moment ago will not count. Ron Brewer picks up his first foul of the game, the first team foul against Portland. A pushing foul called, and Dennis takes the inbounds pass from Gus. That's James Bailey, the rookie. Dennis alone. Swings a 10-footer from the right side, and it's all tied at 2.
Bailey came out and set a nice pick that time, and Johnson going around the pick, rubbed Brewer off on the pick, and that's what gave DJ the open shot.
Washington top of the key. Now they bring Owens out on the right side, and Sikma moves out to front him, taking the big man from under the basket.
Owens a good outside shooter.
And hits that one. His first 2 of the game. Portland 4-2. The Sonics average 108 points against 103 on defense. The Blazers are minus. They average 102 on offense, and they give up 103.
That 102 they give up defensively is the second best, or was during the NBA season defensively. But that's a little misleading because they slow the ball down so much.
Great lead pass to Kermit Washington. He slams it, and we've got a 6-2 ball game. And the Sonic crowd gets a little bit nervous right from the start. The second game of the series at 8:30 on Friday night in Portland. They had less than 1,000 tickets left for that yesterday. I would suspect it will be a sellout.
The interesting thing defensively that Portland's doing at the outset, and there goes DJ for an easy 2. They are picking up the Sonic guards a little bit further out toward the midcourt area, Wayne.
Great behind the back pass from Sikma. Kermit Washington came from the San Diego Clippers earlier in the year. That's Ron Brewer. The Arkansas guard, second year in the NBA, averaging 15 points a game this year, and certainly in the plans of Jack Ramsey in the future. Foul is called against Brewer. That's his second personal foul and the second team foul. DJ will bring it in on a non-shooting foul. John Johnson. Traveling is called on John by Daryl Garrettson. 9:39 to go. Opening quarter, opening game of the playoffs. 8-4 Blazers. Washington inside the three-point circle. That's Calvin Nett, the fine rookie, and Dave Twardzik, the veteran guard. This is Brewer, a little hooker with the left hand, and James Bailey with the rebound. Dennis wants the shot. Kermit Washington said it didn't touch me, but Daryl Garrettson said yes it did, and the Sonics will bring it in under their own backboard or glass board if you like, and JJ will do that work. Dennis gets tripped up coming through the pack, and he wanted a foul called on Brewer, but nothing called.
Brewer's really playing DJ tough defensively at the outset. A lot of pressure on him.
Look at Sikma from the outside. Light off the lip, though, and Twardzik gets the ball. 2-on-2 break. He'll slow it up. Dennis Johnson went around him and grabbed him on the arm. That'll be the first personal foul on the Sonics, and DJ picks up one here in the first 3 minutes of play. Kind of a silly foul. Dennis wishes he had that one back, but he doesn't foul out of many ball games. Calvin Nett. What a touch. 10-4, Blazers up by 6. Nett now has 4 points.
Fans getting a little restless, as you can hear in the background. Sonics haven't been able to get their running game going at all this evening.
JJ cross court to Gus. He'll take a shot. Foul called underneath the backboard, and it's going to be against James Bailey. That'll be his first and the second Sonic team foul. The other, of course, against Dennis only moments ago. 8:27 to go in first quarter at the Kingdome. Second game Friday in Portland. If a third game is necessary, it's back here at the Kingdome at 12:30 on Sunday. We'll give you some scores later on tonight. James Bailey takes it away from Washington. There's that teamwork. Gus Williams and JJ.
Pretty play by Gus. He might have had the layup attempt, but he passed off underneath anyway to an open JJ for the 2 points. Great quickness by Gus. That's where he is so effective, penetrating with the ball.
Twardzik to Owens with a give and go. They miss it. Who's going to get out of there with it? John Johnson was holding Twardzik. Nothing called. Here's Gus. Gus Williams, his first 2 of the night, and the Sonics with 4 straight points have now made it 10-8, still trailing by 2.
Last 40 seconds, like someone flipped the switch on Gus and turned him right on.
Now the crowd can do that. He can do it mentally. Brewer on DJ. Twardzik under for a rebound. Off the glass, he lays it in, and the Blazers again lead by 4.
Two big guys for the Sonics just standing there, and Twardzik kind of snuck in behind him. The ball went right to him, and he just brought it back out and made the easy 2 points.
That's Dave's first 2 of the night. Twardzik, a fine veteran guard, averages 8.5 points a game, but he had a high game of 23 this year on one occasion. Gus everywhere. Missed again. Twardzik and that 2-on-1, but Sikma breaks it up. Oh, Twardzik got it back. Finally tipped in. They'll give credit.
Kermit Washington will get the tip in there, I believe.
That's who gets it. His 4th point of the night. Blazers 14, Sonics 8. Lenny Wilkins off the bench in front of us, yelling some instructions to DJ. John will drive across the face of the basket on that. Will not go in. Twardzik again will probably slow it up.
He's the guy that kind of runs his Portland offense. Pushes the ball up the floor for him.
Good steal. They've got JJ on a lead pass. Can they get it to him? They do. He protects the ball beautifully from Brewer. And it's 14-10. And Lonnie Shelton will see his first action in 5 games in a moment.
Not much you can do about this is we're going to see the shot, or the steal rather, by John Johnson, then to Gus Williams, and the Sonics with an easy 3-on-1 break.
Live action as Ron Brewer hits. He's got 4 points now, and it's 16-10.
If he can get hot, that'll really help this Portland ball club. He started out like a house fire early in the year, but he slowed down the second half of the season for the Trailblazers.
Sikma, about 9 feet along the right baseline, shoots over Tom Owens, and he has a pretty good idea of how to fake Owens out. They've played a lot of games. Now they played 6 this year, of which the Blazers won only 1 back on November 18th, 100-95. Then the Sonics won 5 straight. So Sikma knows how to play Owens. He's seen him plenty of time. Good pass. Rejection, but a goaltending call against James Bailey. The pass was into Washington. And take a look at it. Bailey with goaltending.
Kermit Washington getting the pass here inside, goes up. Bailey up there, and he's had some block shots the last couple of ball games when he's had a chance to start, but that one they called goaltending.
Sonics have called timeout with 5:24 to go in the first quarter at the Dome. It's the Blazers 18 and the Sonics 12.
Portland in the first half, in fact, through most of the ball game, was very cold shooting from the floor. Tonight they come out, they had 9 out of the first 13 shots. They're shooting 69%, and they're out rebounding the Sonics, which they usually will not do. 7-3 on the boards.
One of the many series games completed now. Philadelphia defeated Washington tonight in their first game at Philadelphia, 111-96.
Let me just go back and correct something, too. We were talking about that Phoenix-Kansas City game. That ball game is at Phoenix, not at Kansas City.
So Lonnie Shelton is in the game for the Sonics. First time, as I mentioned, in 5 games. Off the glass. It won't go. He was fouled on the way to the basket. That was on Tomo, his first Blazers with 3. And it's the 3rd team foul against the Blazers.
2 shots.
Gus will go to the line for 2 as Ed Rush leads him with the ball.
He's had a great season this year, leading scorer for the Seattle SuperSonics, averaging about 22 points a ball game, and probably, I think, the quickest guard in the NBA.
Shoots 79% from the line. Tonight he's perfect on those first 2.
Sonics are going to try and change the tempo now just a little bit, and as you see, it makes Portland turn the ball over with that press.
Dennis had a great opportunity to either take the shot or pass off. He elected to take it. It was a good selection. He just missed it. Brewer with a horrible selection, and yet he makes his shot. 6 points now for Ron Brewer, playing well at 6'4", 180, second-year player. Jack Ramsey's high on him, says he's a fine guard. There's Lonnie handling the ball. Sikma is right toward the glass, lays it in. Jack's got 4. Brewer's got a hot hand. You would expect them to try to get him loose. He shoots again. This one's short, and John Johnson.
He's not that hot.
John, noted lately as a defensive player with a lot of assists, lays that one off the glass. He's got 6, and it's a 20-18 ball game, though. Blazers up by only 2. Now the net fakes. Brewer double teamed in the corner. They're going to let him shoot. Misses 2 in a row. Jack tips it to Dennis, and Dennis Johnson brings it down. Veteran out of Pepperdine of the WCAC. And wait a minute. We have a foul called against John Johnson.
Johnson was right there to call a foul. As you see, DJ trying to get the ball to JJ, and Twardzik was playing behind him, and JJ just backed into him and knocked him down.
First personal foul on John Johnson, the third team on the Sonics, with 3:46 to go in that first quarter. Washington playing the point on the left side. Now Bob Gross, who's in the game, comes out and handles the ball. He's in for Nat for a moment.
Shelton and Washington, that's a good matchup to watch. Two very strong, physical, tight players inside.
Owens with an impossible left-handed shot. And the basket will count. And the foul is on Jack Sikma.
Get a look at this here, Wayne, and Owens is so good at these little types of moves inside where he can just kind of dump it over the rim and in.
Owens at the line for one shot to maybe complete a three-point play, and he gets it. Owens now with 3 points in the game. That's his entire total right there. 23-18, Blazers by 5. That's about the margin they've held most of this first quarter. Daryl Garrettson spots a foul on Bob Gross, his first of the night.
With his first personal, fourth team foul.
Non-shooting foul, only 14 fouls against the Blazers, so DJ will bring it in. Sikma.
That's his shot. He loves that, just to square up base to basket. That time he's a little bit farther out, about the 20-foot area.
Lonnie Shelton. Cross court to Gus. Back to Lonnie. That's the Sonic brand of basketball. Blazers now up by just one. They tried to pass it into Owens, couldn't get it away, and Gus has got it again. Foul is called. It'll be against Bob Gross, and Portland has called timeout. The Sonic fans come alive at the Kingdome. Game 1. They remember the championship of last year and won it again. 2:42 to go in this first quarter. The Blazers up by just one. We'd like to welcome the Sonic fans watching us tonight on the other side of the mountains. KIMA, Channel 29 in Yakima, and KEPR, Channel 19 in the Tri-Cities. Welcome to the Sonic Blazer game number 1 mini-series. As I mentioned, only one game completed, others underway. Philadelphia beat Washington. They take a 1-0 lead in that mini-series. Billy Ray Bates, the young man who came out of Maine, played up there with a team in that Continental League called the Maine Lumberjacks, and he's a fine young player. They're very high on him in Portland. He's averaging 11 points since he came to Portland about 16 games ago.
Excellent one-on-one player, does a good job offensively, probably has a lot of defense to learn in the NBA, and probably has to get used to Portland's offense quite a bit. But as a one-on-one player, he is very effective.
John Johnson ties it up and then puts the Sonics ahead by 1 as he has 8 points. Bob Gross to Bates, and he'll work against DJ. Gross. That's Washington. Billy Ray can shoot. Missed that one, and Sikma with a rebound. Gus gets a nice screen from John, but the ball is light again. Gus has been light most of the night. Saves it, but to Dave Twardzik.
Be fun to see DJ go up against Bates here, because DJ is probably one of the best defensive guards in the NBA.
Notice how the Sonics gave Bates the inside there and then cut him off. Owens with 5 points now. Blazers by 1, 25-24. We're less than 2 minutes away from the end of the first quarter. Lonnie to Gus as they look at the right side, then go back to Jack. He'll shoot it. 16-footer. He's got it.
Owens just got hung up that time down in the lane, and Sikma popped out. He's hit a couple of long-range shots tonight.
8 points for Jack. Bates again to Gross. He'll try the line. Comes back out to nobody, and Dennis will racehorse Twardzik. See what the call will be.
Foul is on Twardzik, his first.
Great move by DJ. As you see, first of all, the steal by DJ off the Bob Gross pass. And look at him turn it on, turn to the inside, put the ball up. and get fouled.
Twardzik fouls him, his first foul of the game. Dennis with 5 points now. The Sonics with a 2-point lead. 414 rebounds, a career high for Dennis on the year. Now the Sonics by 3 with 1:10 to go in this first quarter.
Sonics again pressing in the backcourt, trying to change the tempo here.
Now there, Bates made a rookie mistake. He pulled up early. He had another 4 or 5 feet to go toward that bucket. JJ with a sloppy behind the back pass, but it finally got to Gus. Trying to move the ball around that perimeter quickly. Dennis will take it. DJ has 6, and the Sonics have the biggest lead of 5, 30-25.
I think, Wayne, that's what's kind of changed the thing around here a little bit is the Sonics have been able to get that running game going in the last 5 minutes or so and open things up a little bit.
Twardzik long from the corner. Sikma, one of the top rebounders in the NBA, gets that one. There's Gus. Up JJ with a bad pass. He should have probably taken the shot. He elected to try to go under to Gus, and he was jammed up, and the Blazers get it away. Another turnover for the Sonics. Just 7 seconds left in the quarter. Gross went to the bucket. Bates gets it back. He'll try the shot. No good. And it's going to be the end of the first quarter at the Kingdom. So the Seattle SuperSonics come back strong at the end of the first quarter, and they take the lead. The Sonics 30 and the Portland Trailblazers 25. Since 1975, there have been 16 mini-series played in the NBA. And the team with the home court advantage has won 10. But there have been 3 sweeps at home and also 3 on the road, with the home team having the advantage and disadvantage. So it's kind of interesting. But again, that home court advantage has paid off. Tom Lagarde is in the game for the Sonics now. And so is Paul Silas, and so is Fred Brown. There's John Johnson. He lays it in.
Portland's got a couple of replacements we'll see. You'll see Jim Brewer, 52. Who has himself kind of a bad knee. He'll be matched up against Lagarde at center, and they've got Jim Paxton in playing at a guard.
Bobby Gross had already come into the game. There's Calvin Nat back, and he hits immediately. A young man who hits 47% from the field out of Northwest Louisiana, a rookie. He'd have to get the reward over Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, but I'm sure that he's got to be around that NBA rookie team somewhere. Foul called against Calvin Nett, right as we talk about it. That's his first personal foul and the first team foul for the Blazers in this quarter. Non-shooting foul. DJ brings it into Lagarde. He'll shoot. Up, blocked away. Brewer got it off his fingertips, and Tom will remember that he's got to clear Jim Brewer if he's going to turn around and go to the bucket.
Brewer 6'8". He's tough, though. He's a big physical type of ball player.
Nat misses with this one. Lagarde spins and gets a rebound. Tommy, 3-on-1 down floor, and Brewer almost took it away from him. A little mental lapse on Tom's part. Tom is sporting a brace on that left knee that I maybe don't remember or maybe haven't seen before. DJ.
He's hot from outside tonight, Wayne. He's hit a couple of bombs.
10 points for Dennis. Sonics 34, Blazers 27. Sonics lead by 7 points. They started pulling away at about this point on Sunday night, I'm sure. Jack Ramsey and the Trailblazers remember that. Nat stop, shoots. John Johnson with a rebound. Foul call underneath the bucket, and a loose ball foul.
JJ, second.
John's second personal foul of the night. It's the 3rd team on the Sonics.
Update on a couple of those other mini-series. At Phoenix now, it's the Suns 41-32 over Kansas City at the half. And after 3 quarters at Houston, it's the Rockets 66 and San Antonio Spurs 62.
Paxson shot. That was the first team foul, by the way. My mistake. Paxson shoots, misses. Fred Brown has it. Fred was the #1 3-point shooter in the league this year. Silas thought he had the rebound, and Bates gets it away from him. Billy Ray quickly. Ball wouldn't go in, but he gets fouled on the way to the basket.
And for Seattle, number 42, Wally Walker.
Foul called against Dennis Johnson.
Here's the young man now from the Maine Lumberjacks, the Continental League. Really pushed the ball up the floor hard, took it all the way in. Didn't make the shot, but did get fouled.
2 shots for Bates from the line. Second personal foul on DJ. Wally Walker into the game now.
He's played good basketball this year for the Sonics, Wayne.
That's Billy Ray's first point of the night. He can cut the margin to 5 now. And does.
Both ball clubs, by the way, shot well that first quarter, 50% and better.
34-29. Sonics up by just 5 points. Fred Brown. Lagarde will back in on Brewer now, or maybe try and drive it. Looked underneath for Wally on the play that was set up. Couldn't get it there, and Dennis has it outside again. 6 seconds now on the shot clock. Dennis will shoot. And Calvin Knapp with the rebound to Paxson. Nice move by Billy Ray Bates. He drives one way, spins and shoots the other. He has 3 points.
Another night why Billy Ray Bates played, it must have been 10, 11, 12 minutes and only took 1 or 2 shots. And he's showing it all tonight as soon as he gets in there against DJ.
Dennis along the baseline over Bobby Gross and hit. DJ now with 12. Sonics again up by 5. Paxson played at Dayton. He's a rookie as well. Oh, Billy Ray Bates with a 2-point. He's got 6, and the Blazers are now within 3.
He's been wanting ball game about 2.5 minutes and 6 points already.
He's an offensive machine. Lagarde. DJ, no, tipped up. Will not go in, and Paxson on a 3-on-2 break for the Trailblazers. Fred Brown kicked the ball, so it'll be Portland's ball. A new clock on the kick, and Portland will have 24 seconds to take a shot. 8:13 to go in the first half.
Lenny Wilkins trying to rest his regulars right now and let some of the people on the bench do the job, and now he's going to get Gus Williams back in.
Gus for Dennis, Fred Brown at guard, Lagarde, Silas, and Walker up front. Reserves played well the other night against Portland, so Lenny's going to take a chance on him here. Bob Gross hits from outside. Bob has 4 points.
And you figure really the Sonics would have a big edge in this series with the performance they have had with people coming off the bench this year.
They'll circle left with Lagarde moving out. Now Fred Brown will take it. Downtown, Freddie Brown gets his first 2 of the night. Sonics by 3. Nice play by Jim Paxson as he raced towards the length of the floor and gets his first bucket of the night. Blazers down by 1. Brown working on Paxson, and Paxson knocks it out of play. Paxson would have the youthful edge on Fred, but Fred definitely has the experience. Sonics depending on the outside shot at the moment. Lagarde passes off. Fred Brown with the angle. Always amazes me how they can shoot around the edge of that backboard and get that angle. Sonics by 3 here in the second quarter. Gus went up with Billy Ray Bates, but Ed Rush has apparently got on his hand, and the foul will come against Gus Williams. But we have a timeout with 6:55 to go in this first half of the Kingdom. Game 1 of the mini-series playoffs, and the Sonics have 40, the Trailblazers have 37.
Page 107. Please send your winning numbers.
Portland Trailblazers, some of the University of Washington Husky cheerleaders, along with a Weedle. Looks like the Weedle's got a Weedle doll there with him, too. Jack Ramsey talking to Bucky Buckwalter. Some of the Portland Trailblazers are watching this game tonight. Michael Thompson, young man from Nassau down in the Bahamas, has a broken leg out for the year. Larry Steele is out with a right knee problem. Kevin Coonard out. And, of course, Abdul Jalani out for the rest of the year. So, I'll tell you, the Trailblazers have some fine ball players, but they have been injured. Billy Ray Bates is at the line for 2 shots. He's got 6 points up to this point. Shoots him 71% from the line.
Bates is shooting 2.
Trailblazers, we mentioned, shooting 52% in the opening quarter. The second quarter, they are 5 out of 8, 62%. So they continue to shoot well, something they didn't do in Sunday's ball game against the Sonics.
Bates is a very confident-looking player for a rookie. Sonics by 1. Just tried to go all the way in, lost the ball. Fans thought he got fouled, takes a bad shot, and Paul Silas hustles out of there to get it back. Wally under to Gus, beautiful play. Nice pass by Wally and a fine assist.
And Gus just really too quick under there. The Sonics really looked like they were going to open things up after they led by 5 at the end of the first quarter and started to pull away a little bit at the outset of the second quarter, but Portland's hanging tough. They trail by 3.
Jack Sikma gets off the bench to come back in. This is Jim Brewer. Can't get it to Nat. Instead goes to Bates. Billy Ray high in the air. Off the glass, and the young man has 10 all in this quarter. And it's now the Sonics again by only 1 with exactly 6 minutes to go in this first half.
And that's within about 6 minutes when you're talking about having them all in this quarter.
Lagarde and Wally, not two great ball handlers, working outside on the perimeter. Brown will shoot a little twister off the glass. It goes in. Looking like an impossible shot. Fred Brown gets his 6th point of the night. Paxson and Bates crossover. That brings Nat out the middle. They play that most of the time. He'll try and drive. And Lenny says, if that's not traveling, I've never seen it. Bates took the 3-pointer, didn't get it. Lagarde gives it to Fred Brown. Fred Brown with that little push shot from inside, and he runs the Sonics 5 points ahead.
And he's been hot since he came on.
8 points for Fred, all in this quarter. So he's 2 behind Bates. That's Bob Gross. The chairman of the boards, Paul Silas, gets that rebound.
Blazers have really gotten away a little bit from their inside game. It's gone more to a one-on-one situation. Outside shooting.
Gus on the missed shot. Wally lays it up in and gets fouled. Foul is on Bob Gross's 3rd. And the Portland Trailblazers say, hey, let's get this team over here and talk about this as the Sonics jump 7 ahead. 4:47 to go in the second quarter. SuperSonics 48, the Blazers 41.
Foul was on Gross, his 3rd.
Coverage around. Walter Cronkite reports the news from around the world on the CBS Evening News. And around the Puget Sound, we rely on John Marler and Gary Justice on Cairo Eyewitness News, weeknights at 5 and 11.
And number 10, Ron Brewer.
A lot of money involved in the NBA playoffs. The playoff pool about $1,325,000. And there's prizes all the way along the line. $45,000 has been added to the NBA World Championship. Depending on where you finish in your division, you get so much money. They figured it up yesterday. If the Boston Celtics should happen to win, they'd get about $36,000 a man bonus. Wally Walker trying to complete the 3-point play. Can't get it. Sonics lead by 7, and the Blazers have the ball. 4:43 to go in the half. We'll chat with Sam Schulman, the owner of the Sonics, at halftime, and Hugh Hollins, the alternate official. Owens.
They've got their 2 better inside people when it comes to offense in there with Owens and Kermit Washington back.
Well, Wally Walker picks up a foul. Could have been a charging foul on Ron Brewer. Walker was there. Looked like he was positioned, but Darryl Garrettson said, nope, it will be a defensive foul against Wally, not an offensive foul against Brewer. That's Wally's 1st and the 4th team foul for the Sonics. 84% shooter, the best on the club. Brewer with 7 points, looking for number 8. Gus with a rebound. Good position. Sonics still lead by 6. Second game, Friday night, 8:30. In Portland. Well, Kermit Washington with a great rejection of that Silas shot. Here's Bates to Brewer. Yes, nice play by the rookie to the 2nd-year player. Those 2 guards run well together.
Tough play of Washington inside on the block shot. Helped set up the fast break. late, though, and get Portland the 2 points there.
Ron Brewer with 9. Fred Brown. Fred Brown with 10 points now, all in this quarter. Bates plays with just a lot of poise for a youngster.
He really does. This is, what, about his 16th game, I think, in a Trailblazer uniform.
About right. Brown to Gus. He's going to go baseline. Around Bates. Shot didn't go in, but it got knocked in, and it will count. We'll see who gets credit.
Great drive by Gus along the baseline, really utilizing his quickness to just go right by the big man. Up he goes. The ball doesn't fall, but it looked like Silas got a hand up to tip it back in.
Gus Williams gets 2 points.
Now they give it to Gus. According to the PA man, we'll have to double check on that. I thought Silas looked like got a hand out to knock it back in.
3 minutes to go in the first half. Gus will shoot this one and make it. 10 points, Sonic lead, their biggest of the night. Gus has 6 in this quarter of that 10 that he has. Right here is where Portland wants to keep the Sonics from blowing it away. Washington will get a second try. That one light as well, but goes into backcourt to Nat. He doesn't usually miss. Does this one. Thought we were going to have 4 tries for the Blazers. Foul is called against Tom Owens under the basket. That'll be his second personal foul and the third team foul on Portland. Dave Twardzik back in for Portland. Lenny up and about, telling his players what he wants. Fred Brown and Gus Williams head away from the bench.
I think Twardzik came back, and I think Jack Ramsey wanted to get a little more continuity into his offense, and Twardzik's probably the guy that can do it.
Sikma to Wally to Fred. Sikma playing outside much more than we've seen him play in the last 15 games. Silas over the head and backhanded. Nice play by Paul, his first 2 of the night. Had a fine game Sunday at his season high. Fred Brown shuts off the baseline on Brewer. Wally all over Nat. And Gus with another rebound. Great pass to Fred Brown, but he couldn't get the ball to the hoop. Twardzik. 1:45 to go. Brewer's had a hot hand, and he connects again. Brewer with 11 in this game. 1:38 down the half, and the Sonics by 8 points. Gus will slow it down a bit. Washington. Rebound to Twardzik. Ron Brewer having a ball game. They're going to have to cut him down, Pete. Get somebody to cover him.
Again, the Sonics, after they started to push the lead back up, and Portland fights right back now as they close it down to just an 8-point deficit here.
56-48. Less than a minute to go in this first half. Sikma going toward the bucket. Offensive foul called against Jack Sikma. That's his second in the game, Peter.
Be fun to see that one again. Here you see Jack on a drive against Owens. Owens kind of looked like his hands on the back, but Twardzik got up there, stood his ground, and let Sikma plow into him and knock him over, and that's what the foul was against Jack offensive.
Looked like a good call, really. Twardzik came in, got position. 2 shooters outside, Washington and Nat now. The Brewers had a hot hand. They might let him fire. He does. Basket does not go in. And foul called against Fred Brown.
His first.
Fred's first of the night. That's 5 team fouls on the SuperSonics. Ron Brewer's going to go to the line. Fred kind of chirping at the officials saying, hey, how could you call it on me? 1 for 2 from the line as Brewer so far tonight. Here he gets 3 opportunities to make 2 shots.
Good first half win, as you pointed out, for Brewer. He has 14 now. He had only 10 in the entire ball game the other night.
Interesting substitution by Jack Ramsey as he puts T.R. Dunn in the ball game.
Strictly for defensive purposes, I think.
35 seconds to go. Lagarde comes in for Jack Sikma.
TR usually can give Fred Brown some problems. I don't know if he'll play on Brown or on Gus Williams. We'll have to watch on the matchup at the other end.
Brewer with 14, looking for his 15th point on the bonus now. And it's good. 56-50 now. The Sonics up by 10 moments ago. Let the Blazers get 4 straight. 32 seconds in the first half of the Kingdome. Game 1 of the miniseries. Walker to Gus. Silas. Wally trying to finesse his way through a traffic jam. And Ed Rush sees a foul and calls it on Tom Owens, his 3rd in the game.
Wally did what he wanted to do, and that was drive along the baseline, just get in heavy traffic and then try and draw the foul, which he does.
Did everything he could to finesse that ball up over the rim by moving his arms and flailing, but he couldn't quite get it there. Wally with 3 points in the game now, and here comes Billy Ray Bates for T.R. Dunn. So Dunn was in there exactly 15 seconds.
Well, they wanted Dunn at one end for some defense. Now they figured they'll get the ball offensively with 20 seconds left, and they want Bates in there to give him some offense.
Determined pace of Wally Walker. 58-50 now as Wally gets both the foul shots. And 18 seconds to go. Jack Ramsey holds up one finger. And he's apparently told him what play he wants to run.
It's probably Billy Ray Bates. Shoot. One shot. He's controlling the ball. There it goes.
3-pointer. Off the lip. Nat, can he get the shot off? He does. It is tipped in. We'll find out if it's good. Washington tipped it in. Lenny does not like it. We'll see if the call is made or not. Holding just a moment to find out. Ed Rush, I think, is going to call the shot good. Apparently he does. 58-52 as Darryl Garrettson talks to him. And Lenny still is talking to Ed Rush as they head off the floor. Lenny not happy about that glass bucket. So we're at halftime at the Kingdome. Game 1 of the miniseries. At the Seattle SuperSonics 58, the Blazers 52. We were standing out near the Olympic Hotel in that reviewing stand, and the parade of people marching up and down saying what a great job the Sonics had won the NBA championship. Here we go again.
Well, I sure hope we do it again, and I'm looking forward to it.
I know you are. Sam, what changes do you feel since the early days? Obviously, now you have an NBA championship, but was it worth all of the years and all of the work and all of the time and effort that went into it? And now, is the second going to be any better than the first?
Yes, I think every win is better than the win before, and we got a lot of records to break, and we want to break it. We want to outdo the Celtics over the years, and I think you have to look at now and see how wonderful it is and what a great team we have and a splendid organization, a wonderful coach, and we look for the finest players and well-motivated, unselfish, and I think each year is another year in itself and something to love and enjoy if you love the sport like I do.
You, of course, have business in the Los Angeles area, and they feel quite smug being the #1 team in the Pacific Division, but then none of the division titleists repeated this year, so the Sonics are not alone in that fact. Do you really feel down deep it might be the Lakers and the Sonics for that West battle before the NBA championship?
Well, that would only be conjecture. I don't know. Whoever it is, we have to win, and if you want to be champs, you have to beat whoever you play, and if it's the Lakers, it'll be the Lakers, and if it's Phoenix, whoever. We just have to win every game we play.
All right. So you really don't have any favorites or any axe to grind of any other team. You just like to see the Sonics go all the way in it.
That's all that matters. At a meeting, I want everybody to win, but on this court, I only want Seattle Sonics to win.
All right. Sam, expansion in the next few years. We see Dallas coming in next year. There will be an expansion draft. They'll take a player from all 22 clubs. Do you see any further expansion after that?
I see the possibility of one more club in the next year or two.
All right. Are you happy with possibly the divisional play we saw this year with 6 games, 3 home and away? And now apparently they will change that a bit and we'll go 3 home and away in the Pacific and maybe 5 games, 3 and 2, and still only 1 with the East Coast. Do you feel that playing the Celtics here only once, or the 76ers or Atlanta, is enough for the hometown fans?
I happen to personally like it. I think it creates great rivalries. You take our division, for example. There's a tremendous rivalry with everybody in the division, even from the best to the weakest team. I think there's a feeling within the fans that they're playing their next-door neighbor and we have to beat them.
All right. Congratulations on a great year, average of 21,000 plus. I wonder if you think back to the days of the Coliseum, if you ever thought that possible.
No, but I did say 13 years ago that Seattle will be the mecca of sports in the Northwest, and I think I can now say that Seattle is the sports mecca of the world. We support everything. The fans are great. They've stuck with us through thick and thin, and I've tried, and our staff has tried to give them the very best, and I think they are getting the very best, and I hope we can continue to do it.
A moment ago, we saw it on the screen. We love you, Sonics. Sam, thank you. Good luck to you this year, and continued success.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Sam Schulman, the owner of the Seattle SuperSonics. We'll be back in a couple of moments and check the stats at halftime of Game 1 of the playoffs, and Pete will have an interview with the alternate official, Hugh Hollins. Continental League up in Maine, doing well for a team that's in the NBA playoffs. That's kind of a Cinderella story. Dave Twardzik with 2, Owens with 5, Gross with 4, Calvin Nat with 6, and Kermit Washington with 8. So the leading scorer, Ron Brewer, the guard for the Portland Trail Blazers in this first half of play. For the SuperSonics, Gus Williams with an interesting night, a cold hand early, got a couple from the foul line, and then ended up with 10 points at halftime. He got 6 of those in that second quarter. Lonnie Shelton played, about 4 minutes or so, and he is apparently not 100% on that knee of his. It's in a brace, but he said that he feels 90%, doesn't have that much pain out of it. So Lonnie played just limited time and got only 2 points. James Bailey started the game, so at the power forward spot, the Sonics only picked up 2 because Bailey did not score. Tom Lagarde played, didn't score. Dennis Johnson with 12 points. He got 8 in the first quarter and then 4 in the second quarter. John Johnson started out well with 3 quick field goals and a couple of foul shots. He had 8 points in the quarter. That gave Sonics 30 at the end of the first quarter, and John finished the half with 10 points. Fred Brown came in, Mr. Number 6, as he likes to refer to himself. Even though he wears 32 on his uniform, he is probably the best 6th man in basketball. He came in and got all of his 10 points in that second quarter of play. No 3-point shots. Paul Silas with 2, Wally Walker with 4, and Jack Sikma with 4 quick field goals in the first quarter. He did not score in the second quarter, so he has 8. So again, Williams with 10, DJ with 12, JJ with 10, Brown with 10, the leaders for the Seattle SuperSonics. We touched on the fact that Fred Brown led the NBA this year in 3-point shots. It was a new rule this year, from roughly 24 to 23 or 22 feet, depending on where the circle is. And outside of that is a 3-point area. Fred Brown hit 39 out of 88, and the SuperSonics hit 31% as a team. Now, interesting, the Portland Trail Blazers on the year hit 19% as a team on 3-point shots. So Fred Brown, not only the leader, but leading his team to a very high percentage in that new 3-point play. We'll get back at the Kingdome as Hugh Hollins, the alternate official, talks with Pete Gross right after these words.
There's a lot of good things in life. Me, I like driving through the redwoods, making that first run on fresh new powder, pizza with the works, and the taste of Olympia beer. On the job, I like working with guys who know what they're doing, and catching a great old movie on the Late Show. I like filling it inside straight. Walking the beach with TJ, talking, kidding around. I like finding a great little bar overlooking the bay and the taste of Olympia beer.
It's the great light taste of Olympia, the one great taste in premium beer. The great light taste of Olympia, that's what I like.
games have been completed now in the miniseries. Houston beat San Antonio tonight, 95-85, and Philadelphia beat Washington, 111-96. We only have a third quarter score on that Kansas City-Phoenix game, and it's Phoenix 72, Kansas City 62. Let's go to our fellow broadcaster, Pete Gross. Peter?
All right, Wayne, thank you very much. This gentleman standing alongside is Hugh Hollins. I'm sure a fellow that most of you basketball fans around the Northwest recognize. Hugh is acting tonight as an alternate in this NBA game. Hugh, at this time of the NBA season, why I know the players get excited, the fans get excited. How about the officials? Do they get a little more excited? Is there a little more of an edge with the officials now and the way they feel as compared to the regular season?
No, we do everything about the same. No, the rules doesn't change in the playoffs. Everything is, it stays as normal.
What's the toughest thing for an official to call in the NBA, in your opinion?
Well, the toughest thing is, I guess, a block charge. And that's always a very controversial call.
How about the role of the alternate in the NBA playoffs?
Well, the alternate is in the event that someone is injured during the course of the game, and the alternate will fill in for the individual.
And that has happened on occasions, I know, in watching NBA playoff games, hasn't it?
Sure, absolutely. It happened as early as last season in the very first round.
We see you here in Seattle, but where's kind of home base for you? Where do you make home?
Or Los Angeles.
All right, and you, I assume, do a lot of traveling all over the country. You just really don't concentrate in one particular area, do you, in your officiating duties?
No, well, all the referees, we travel to all the 22 franchise cities, and we get a schedule per month, and the schedule will dictate where you go.
Now, will you be working right on through the playoffs, Hugh?
I hope so. Yes.
It's just kind of on a week-to-week basis. You really don't know right now, huh?
Oh, it's more on a day-by-day basis. All depends on what this team will do and the other will do. So you kind of sit by the phone and wait for a call from the supervisor.
In working the playoffs, do they use the so-called top officials in the NBA in the playoffs?
I would say yes. We try to use the top X number for the first round, and so on through the other 2 rounds, or 3 rounds.
How about the crowd here in Seattle, comparatively speaking to the other crowds around the league? Is this a tough crowd for officials to work around?
Not really. I think all crowds are about the same. They want the home team to win, and as a referee, you learn to kind of tone those people out, at times.
There is no home court for you, is there?
No, absolutely not.
Hugh, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk with us, and good luck. We look for you as the playoffs move along.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Hugh Hollins visiting with us here at halftime. The SuperSonics leading the Portland Trail Blazers 58-52. We'll be back with more at the Kingdome right after.
I suggest 3-star radials for you, Max.
But my friend Harry's got 5 stars.
Harry's a salesman. He does a lot of highway driving. You just drive a few miles on the weekend to see your kids.
Well, true, but...
Not all people drive the same. So Union 76 has a full line of radials. You see, you get the radial you need without paying more than you have to.
So I'll get mine for less than Harry?
Right.
Will he be impressed?
You're right.
Go with the spirit of 76.
Now save $60 on a Kenmore washer and dryer pair during Sears Spring Appliance Sale. The 5-cycle washer has 4 water levels, including permanent press. The matching all-fabric dryer automatically shuts off when the clothes are dry. You save $60 on the pair. Also save $60 on this Kenmore sewing head with 12 stitches and a built-in button holder. The free arm is handy for cuffs and sleeves and converts easily to flatbed. Now $60 off. Use your charge card at Sears.
You don't have to be a financial wizard to know how unpredictable the economy is. No matter how good a worker you are, outside forces could suddenly affect your job. That's why you should always have 3 months' salary in the bank.
Charlie, could I see you in my office for a minute?
Sure. And why Rainier Bank has so many savings plans that can help you do just that. To save for tomorrow, put your money in the mountain today.
You see most of the crowd here at the Kingdome, and looking toward the permanent seats. That's our camera location up in back of the temporary seats, looking right straight at the south side of the Kingdome, and that's the main floor. Lenny Wilkins in your left, Les Habeger on your right. Darryl Gerritsen moving out to get this third quarter of basketball underway. SuperSonics with Jack Sikma, Dennis, Gus, James Bailey, and John Johnson, the original starting team. Brewer, Washington, Owens, Nat, and Twardzik will go for the Blazers. The Sonics will bring the ball in. They don't tip it off anymore in the NBA at the start of the third quarter, or the quarters.
Mini series at Houston, won by the Rockets in the opening game against San Antonio as they came from behind to beat the Spurs 95-85. At Phoenix, after 3, the Suns leading Kansas City by 10, 72-62. First half shooting, Sonics at 48% and the Trailblazers at 48.9%. Sonics out-rebounded the Blazers by 8, 28-20.
Sonics got 7 more shots than the Trailblazers from the field in that first half. Nice move by Dennis along the baseline. Gets smacked in the head after he makes the bucket for his 14th point of the night. 60-52. Supersonics up by 8. We're underway in the third quarter. Bailey with a big steal. Can he go all the way? Twardzik fouled him, but it didn't stop him. Dave Twardzik grabbed him around the middle, but it didn't stop James Bailey. First 2 of the night for Big James.
Twardzik was just kind of hanging on for dear life, I think, and the official didn't see it.
I know it. Bailey made the steal underneath. The foul is called against Portland on Calvin Nat.
Bailey coming out like a man possessed here in this third quarter. As you're going to look at Bailey trying to head out of the pack, and he and Calvin Nat just wrestling for the ball, and it finally flies loose.
Calvin Nat's second personal and first team foul, obviously, in the quarter. We have 11-13 still to go in this third quarter. The Blazers have called timeout with the Sonics leading by 10.
Wendy's chili's got more meat than my mama's chili.
Wendy's chili has more meat than my daddy's chili.
Wendy's chili has more meat than my mother's chili.
At Wendy's, we put more meat in our chili than most homemade recipes.
At Wendy's, we put more meat in our chili than most people put in their hamburgers.
Wendy's chili. It's got more meat than Mama's chili.
United Airlines announces 10,000 free round trips to be won in April.
It's United's takeoff game.
No, I never win at games.
You could with this 10,000 free trips.
10,000? Wow.
Choose Hawaii, Florida, anywhere United flies in the U.S.
Wow.
And you can find out right now if you've won.
Wow.
Play United's takeoff game on every flight in April.
Fly the friendly sky.
Wow.
Travel agent.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Toyota. Toyota invites you to catch the feeling and see the 1980 Toyota SR5 Sport Truck, the sports car of trucks, at your local Toyota dealer. Oh, what a feeling to drive a Toyota.
During the timeout, Jack Ramsey standing in front of his Portland bench looking dismayed that his team would come out and foul and get into the trouble that they're in at the moment. James Bailey at the line. Young rookie. Misses the first try of 2. He has 2 points in the game. Shoots only 67% from the line. Makes the second for his third point. Now 63-52. Sonics by 11.
And again with the press on.
Brewer. Circus shot around Sikma. Look at Jack. Big smile on his face as he starts the other way. As Brewer has 17 now. On a super night for him, he averages just 15-8 a game. Gus moves it around the horn quickly. Dennis trying to fake out Brewer and get some space. JJ lost it. Twardzik just steals it away and comes up with it.
Great hustle. He's a fiery competitor.
There's one of your big differences. Tom Owens from outside. Normally your 20 or 18 or 16-foot shooter. The Blazers lose possession. The Sonics will take it over.
Yeah, Owens a little bit more effective inside.
Gus yelling ahead to JJ coming down the floor, and JJ sets a play as he twirls his fingers, which moves one of the set plays underway for the Supersonics. And JJ behind the back, but a foul is called. It's going to be against the Portland Trailblazers on Dave Twardzik. That's his second personal foul and the second team foul in the quarter, and Gus will put it in play.
They were just going to let Gus go inside that time with his great quickness and try and use it against Twardzik.
They've got DJ 2-on-1. Brewer couldn't get it there. Owens, nope. Sikma bats it out to Dennis. got smacked in the eye underneath. Got a pretty good blow on the left temple. Gus Williams. Gus has 12.
Barely rippling the cords that time. Sonics actually had 3 men down the floor, but the fact that DJ got kind of bumped around down there slowed the whole thing up.
Gus with a layup over Brewer as DJ dove for the loose ball and beat Twardzik. And listen to the Sonic crowd. They love that kind of hustle.
Look at the battle for the ball, and finally, it's
Gus with 2.
Gus Williams.
Gus did not make the shot. Could have been called really for traveling. He's 2 for 2 from the line. The foul comes against Brewer. It's his 3rd personal foul of the game, also the 3rd team foul. And Billy Ray Bates is going to go in for Twardzik, who may have been shaken up as he went for that loose ball.
Sonics up 6 at halftime. It's now up to a 12-point lead, and I think Jack Ramsey wants to get a little more offense back into his lineup in the person of Bates.
Gus has 14 now. 67-54. Gus steals it from Nat. Beautiful. Sonic crowd going crazy, and the Blazers call timeout. Jack Ramsey complaining to Bates that he didn't really want that timeout called. The Sonic crowd loving every bit of it. The Sonics 69, the Blazers 54. We'll be right back.
This is Duffy.
Oh, Murph, my headlights are so dim I can hardly see the road. I'll bet it's my battery or worse.
Not necessarily, Mrs. Duffy. Here, let me check.
I'm sure it's serious. I'm sure.
Oh, your headlights are just dirty.
That's all? Are you sure?
Sure, dirt can build up on headlights, so once a week, give them a wipe.
Murph, have you taken a load off of my mind?
Actually, just a little dirt off your headlight.
Go with the spirit of 76.
It's estimated that it costs $96,000 to support one child through high school, $10,000 for clothing, $23,000 for food. And if you're the average parents, you've got to make every cent count. That's why Rainier Bank has automatic savings transfer. It can help you earn as much as possible without tying up your money. To save for tomorrow, put your money in the mountain today.
University of Washington Husky cheerleaders helping out the Sonic fans tonight as they cheer and holler and root and scream. 9:44 to go in this 3rd quarter, and Jack Ramsey really had more to say to Billy Ray Bates and the entire team as that timeout was kind of uncalled for, he felt. But the Sonics are up by 15, and maybe they wanted to slow down that momentum one more time.
I really thought it was a good time to take a timeout because the Sonics really led by 6 at the half, and all of a sudden had a 15-point lead, and we're about to run the Blazers out of here, I think.
Gus anticipating so well now as he can do, stepping in front of passes. The Blazers will be a little gun-shy now and trying to make their passes perfect. And may hurt their offense a bit. Nat over JJ.
Kind of forced it.
Washington goes up, missed the shot, but does get fouled. Foul is on Jack Sikma. His 3rd personal foul.
Washington, a good inside, strong player, Wayne. He really hasn't seen the ball that much in the contest this evening.
He has 8 points, and he'll go to the line here for 2 straight. Fouled in the active shooting. No bonus in effect. Nope. Good ball player as he is, averaging 14 points a game. He hits 55% from the field, and yet only 64% from the foul line. The only shot really in basketball you can practice. It's 1 out of 2. 69-55, Sonics by 14. Remember, they won just 3 days ago by 31 points. 5th straight over Portland this year. DJ on a give and go from John Johnson right up the center. Dennis with 16. Fine play. Gus had Nat on the hand. Nothing called to the officials. Brewer lets it bounce around a while. It finally goes in. And he's the high scorer in this game with 19. Ron Brewer, Arkansas second-year player. Daryl Garrettson spots an infraction and calls Calvin Nat for a blocking foul, his 3rd of of the game. It's the 4th team foul called against Portland in this quarter, and they're in trouble already. The Sonics have only 1 team foul. JJ yells for the ball and gets it. Over Bates. Sonics clicking now on all cylinders. 16-point lead, 73-57. Second game, as I mentioned, Friday night in Portland. Billy Ray Bates off the glass backboard. He's got 12.
Sonics just have to take their time now, set up the good play, get the good shot. They've got the good lead.
Bailey went one way, spinning around went the other way. Kermit Washington thinks the same thing that I thought, that maybe Bailey should have been called for traveling, but Washington gets the foul.
Well, you see Bailey backing Washington in. I don't know, did he travel before he got fouled? The official said no, and they put Bailey at the line.
James at the line. He's 1 out of 2 tonight from the line. And being in the bonus, he gets 3 to make 2. Now he'll have to hit 2 in a row now. James with 3 points. Playing guarded this year. He's just averaged only 4.5 points a game, but he did have a high of 23.
I think the key thing, he got a lot of valuable experience those 5 games that Lonnie Shelton was out, and this is when you really need it heading in for the playoffs.
He did it that. James hits 2 in a row, and it's 75-59 now. The Sonics back up by 16.
And they're back in that press again. They've been effective with this tonight. Just like that.
Bates threw it away. Well, Gus couldn't get the ball to go through the hoop, but he turns around and says, JJ and DJ, nice play.
Good pass to Gus.
Gus gets credit for the 2. Ron Brewer down again, hot now with 21 points. It's a case where the ball doesn't go through the hoop and you get the 2 points. You'll take it any way you can get it. Sikma against Owens, going to try and go around him. And looks like Tom might have put a leg out.
Yeah, I think he did.
He did. 4th personal foul on Tom Owens.
Tom doesn't have the quickest feet in the world, and Jack decided to put the ball on the floor and try and go around him, and the only thing Owens could do was foul him, and Owens is going to come out, and Brewer is going to come back in.
Jim Brewer was out of Sunday's game with a knee injury.
Jack with 1 and 1.
Jack Sikma, again, another very solid game, doing a good job on the boards, clogging up the middle defensively.
Checking with the official bench, Calvin Natt was called with the goaltending on Gus Williams' basket. 9 points now for Jack, 78-61. The Sonics by 17. You see it in the background. 7:35 to go in this 3rd quarter. Jack hits again. Sikma, for a big man, shoots pretty well from the line. 80% average. That's 4 out of 5 shots from the line for him go in. Washington. Nat all alone. Sonics won 18 more ball games this year than the Brewers. Gus with a layup. 20 points now for Gus, averaging 22 a game. Brewer couldn't get it off over Sikma. Foul is called against Jack.
Things kind of getting away here from the Blazers as they're going more to a one-on-one game, and you get a look at Brewer, who's been doing a lot of one-on-one playing here. And the foul.
Lagarde in for Sikma. Both big men now. Owens for Portland and Sikma for Seattle have 4 personal fouls.
Brewer at the line. 2 shots.
Brewer from the line tonight, 3 out of 5. Now obviously 4 out of 6. And maybe soon 5 out of 7. As Lenny and Les talk it over. Nope. And Lagarde and Bailey wrestle for the basketball and finally decide that they have the same uniform on. 81-64. SuperSonics up by 17.
Great exchange here between Gus and JJ. Just a little 2-man passing game over on the right-hand side of the court.
14 for John.
And Billy Ray Bates bouncing back and forth like a ping pong ball.
Brewer at the moment feeling like he's got to do it all. DJ saves. Oh, the Sonics threw it away. Nat on Lagarde. Calvin shows some of his fine moves, and he's got them. Say he's got more moves than a major moving company. Calvin Nat. 83-66 Sonics still on top by 17. A comfortable margin at the moment. JJ says, let me have it. Jim Brewer up for a big rebound. Veteran playing with new young spirit. Oh, Calvin Nat. Brewer to Nat. Nice combination. Nat with 12-6 in this quarter.
Nat goes to the hoop well with the ball, doesn't he?
He does. He's a fine young player. Of course, the big talk continues. The Sonics could have had him in the draft. And yet they have Bailey and Vinnie Johnson. Dennis won't go.
Looked like Brewer got him.
Number 4, Jimmy Paxson back.
Ron Brewer has committed his 4th personal foul, and Paxson will come back in now. And it will be for Brewer. Dennis Johnson goes to the line. Portland in the bonus, so Dennis will get 3 chances to make 2. He's already 2 for 2 from the line tonight with 16 points. Trailblazers are going to try, I believe, and get out of here tonight late, and the Sonics will not go to Portland until tomorrow. Dennis with a pair for 18. Bates on Dennis.
Nice shot.
Bates. Billy Ray, clever shooter, very heady young rookie. He's got 14 points. What a find. Mike Uporski, who was a scout for the SuperSonics last year, was the coach up at Mean, where Billy Ray Bates was playing. Apparently kept telling Portland how good he was, and Jack Ramsey said, send him out.
DJ's going to see if he can return the favor now. He's posting Bates up at this end as Bates did to DJ at the other end, but now DJ goes outside.
In and out. Gus. He'll try and shield the ball. Basket counts, and Calvin Nat gets another personal foul, his 4th of the game.
Those quick hands of Gus Williams paying off again, as they have done so many times this year, Wayne.
Take a look how Gus shields the basketball after the steal. Now watch, at the other end of the floor, he shields the ball, keeps watching Nat.
And Gus has 2 chances to make 1.
Gus will get 2 to make 1. He's 4 for 4 from the line already tonight. Now 5 straight.
Silly foul by Nat, too.
But Gus has an ability to do that on the fast break. He shades the ball and forces the player almost to catch up with him. It's as if he slows up waiting for you, then takes the shot right as you make contact with him. It's a great knack. 88-70. Sonics by 18. Like Dennis got Billy Ray that time. Ed Rush signals as much.
Call is against Dennis Johnson. 3rd person.
Get another look here at another foul. As we'll watch Billy Ray Bates go to work from the corner. DJ reaching in. Portland's gone now more to a one-on-one almost type game.
4:27 remaining in the 3rd quarter at the Kingdome. Nice crowd tonight. Probably about 25,000. As Bates misses his first try. Trying to get his 15th point of the night. Over his average of 11. Look at James Bailey go up for that rebound. Oof. Can he jump? What spring in his legs. John Johnson tried to make the fast give and go to Gus, and Gus says, nice try, almost had it, but not quite. JJ, that was really more of a tap than a pass, but it didn't quite work out. Paxson to Bates. Darryl Garrettson whistles the call. Comes against Dennis Johnson.
Dennis has 4 personals.
Dennis bumped in to Bates, and he'll come to the bench for Fred Brown.
Brown for DJ.
Who we have? Part of Sikma's got 4. Owens 4.
Ron Brewer has 4. Calvin Nat with 4.
Billy Ray Bates, 2 shots.
Bates is 6'4", 210, 24 years old. Played at Kentucky State. Graduated in 1978. Has himself 16 points tonight, a fine game. They've been raving about him down in Portland. He was the player of the week before last. Lagarde comes out to bring Brewer with him, clearing the middle for Bailey to go in and maybe make the shot. He couldn't get it to him. Lagarde started to drive, dives to the ball, falls down, it goes squirting away.
Like reverse call there.
Well, the crowd doesn't like it. Ed Rush, confident in his call, gives it to the Portland Trailblazers. You take a look.
Well, Lagarde diving on the floor, trying to recover it for the Sonics, and it squirts through and out of bounds.
Excellent call. The Blazers never touched it on our replay. John Johnson gets it from the other end. Fred Brown to Gus. Nice play. Sonics up by 18, 90-72. 3:25 to go in the quarter. Jim Paxson, the Dayton product, a rookie, gets his 4th point of the night. Gus has 23 up. Billy Ray Bates. They probably won't catch him. Oh, is he fast? Oh, is he fast? With a slam dunk, Bates with 18. Watch the young man.
He is off to the races. Gus trying to get there in a foot race between the 2 fastest guards probably in the NBA, and Bates still got the 2 points.
Remember, Bates is 6'4" and slam dunking. Here's Gus. Oh, behind the back, he had to get it out of trouble and does. Bailey, hook shot. At the right angle. Darryl Garrettson spots a foul on Bailey. Offensive. And it'll be his 2nd personal foul. 2:39 to go in this 3rd quarter.
That's what, 5 fouls on Bailey now? No, 2 fouls, 15 fouls.
Calvin Nat, 1 and
Bob Gross will come into the game for Jack Ramsey's Trailblazers. And here at the line is Calvin Nat. One of the outstanding rookies in the league. So Portland is blessed with veterans in Owens, Washington, Brewer, Warzik, and fine rookies in Paxson, Bates, and Calvin Nat, and a 2nd-year man in Brewer. So they really have a kind of a split decision. 90-77. The Sonics have let Portland now get within 13. Gus started to drive.
number 42, Kermit Washington, back for the Blazers.
Darryl Garrettson calls the foul. It's on Billy Ray Bates, his 1st personal of the ball game. Kermit Washington takes a look at the crowd before he steps into position on the line. Gus at the line, what, 5 for 5 tonight with his 25 points. 15 in this quarter. Sizzling quarter for Gus.
Pretty good quarter for the Sonics too, Wayne, who led by 6 at the halftime, and they're just kind of breezing right now with that 14-point lead.
Gus at the line, trying to give the Sonics their 92nd point of the night, and does. Again, 2 finals so far. Houston defeated San Antonio in the Eastern Conference miniseries first game, and Philadelphia beat Washington 111-96. Here the Sonics have Portland down by 15. Gus just strips Bates of the ball and lead pass to Brown, and he throws it away.
Now, threw the ball in behind JJ that time, unfortunately.
Crowd loves it, though. Sonics are at least running and shooting, something that they just started not to do about 20 games before the end of the season. Here's Bates. Bates with a 2-pointer, and he's got 20 down. It's 92-79, and the Blazers are back within 13. Now, if the Sonics had a fault in the last 20 games of the year, it would be to get 10, 12, and 14-point leads and let them slip away. Gus unmolested. The Blazers throw it away. Lead pass for Washington as they threw it down the floor. And Lenny now says, I think I want a timeout right here. So timeout here at the Kingdome, game 1 of the miniseries. Seattle SuperSonics leading 94-79. Running down the scoring, Paxson with 4, Brewer with 21, and Bates with 20 for the Trailblazers. Twardzik with 2, Owens with 7, Gross with 2, Nat with 13, Washington with 9. Jim Brewer has played, but he's failed to score. Gus has 29 in the game now. Lonnie playing sparingly with 2, Bailey with 5, 18 for DJ, 14 for JJ, 10 for Brown, 2 for Silas, Walker with 4, and Jack Sikma with 10 points.
Interesting thing about Gus, as you mentioned, his 29 points. He's made 7 in a row from the field and 9 in a row from the field over the past 2 quarters of play. 7 in a row from the field in this quarter alone.
Bill Bissell and the Husky pep band down at the end zone playing the music for the University of Washington cheerleaders. If the Sonics win tonight's game, tickets for Sunday's game would go on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Kingdome at the southeast corner. The ticket booths, Sunday's game at 12:30 p.m. So if the Sonics win tonight's game, we are guaranteed of a game here Sunday. It will either be the 3rd and final game against Portland or the first game of a 7-game series against the Milwaukee Bucks. But if the Sonics win tonight and they're up by 15, then tickets will go on sale for Sunday's game tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Kingdome at the southeast ticket booth. Ed Rush standing with the ball, points that action is ready to go. Fred Brown brings it in.
It's at the scorer's table. Please claim it as soon as possible.
Tom Lagarde has a cut apparently on his left elbow, and he was mopping it off with a towel. Fred Brown with a hook shot. Might be the first one from that angle that Fred's taken in a long career. Paxson driving, batted away by Lagarde, and they call goaltending, and Lenny is furious. Take a look.
Well, we'll see Paxson go in and Lagarde go up. I don't know.
Well, very close call. 6 points in the game for Paxson as he gets a free 2 there. And the Sonics again lead by 13. Lagarde lobbing it to Bailey. It looked like James got bumped from behind. Darryl Gerritsen says the foul is against Kermit Washington. Second personal in the game.
Bailey and Washington having quite a battle inside. 2 big, strong, young players.
Washington with about 6.5 years experience on James Bailey. Bailey 3 for 5 from the foul line. That was his 6th point. He'll try for number 7. Just a minute to go now in the 3rd quarter. And he missed it. Jim Brewer gets the rebound to Billy Ray Bates. Here's Paxson. 95-83. Sonics are up by 12. Gus outside, worked by Bates. 14 seconds on the shot clock, but 30 in the corner. Lagarde falls on the basketball. It's going to be jump ball. Tommy banged his other elbow. His left elbow has a slight cut. That time he banged his right elbow.
Good hustle again by Lagarde. He's been on that floor a couple of times in this 3rd quarter. As you're going to get a look at Vinnie Johnson coming into the ball game now for the SuperSonics, replacing Gus Williams.
This is BJ, the 3rd Johnson on the Sonic team out of Baylor, a rookie. Lagarde and Jim Brewer. Bob Gross gets the tip. Gives it to Bates over Walker. Now it's a 95-85 game with 16 seconds to go in the quarter. Lenny still grousing at the officials. He feels that that goaltending call was a miserable call. Underhanded loop shot. Lagarde had control. He could not get it in before the buzzer sounded. So the 3rd quarter of play at the Kingdome is over, and the Seattle SuperSonics, who build up to a 20-point lead during that quarter from 6 at halftime, now enjoy only a 10-point lead. At the end of 3, it's the Sonics 95, the Blazers
refreshing great moments in the history of the Hams Bear.
From the land of sky blue waters, refreshing.
After great moments like those, you deserve a Hams moment like this. Refreshing as the land of sky blue waters. Enjoy a cool, refreshing Hams. The Hams Bear always comes through, just like the refreshing taste of
Hams. Oh, what a feeling.
Lean and clean, symbol of the Toyota Celica. Celica, lean and clean and a little bit mean. Aerodynamically styled to let the wind glide over its surface. Carefully engineered for the 80s to give amazingly precise performance. The Toyota Celica, because a lean, clean machine is a very good feeling.
See your local Puget Sound Toyota dealer.
Boy, Wendy's puts a lot of meat in their hamburgers.
Wendy's Hot and Juicy Single has a quarter pound of meat.
Wendy's sure puts a lot of meat in a hamburger.
Wendy's Hot and Juicy Double has a half pound of meat.
At Wendy's, we don't give you a lot of bread for your money. We give you a lot of meat for your money.
It's a lot of meat.
$26,412 here tonight at the Kingdom. I'm Wayne Cody along with Pete Gross with tonight's action. The CBS television network will cover the game on Friday night at 8:30 on our originating station, Channel 7, Cairo TV in Seattle. Portland with the ball. Billy Ray Bates. 95-87. Bates with 24. And the Sonics have let the Blazers get within 8.
And Jack Ramsey is really getting his team pumped up now. He's been very successful with this combination.
Wally Walker tries the drive, gets fouled on the way to the basket by Bob Gross. The fourth personal foul on Bob.
Get another look at it here as Wally goes inside trying to bank it off the glass and gets fouled by Gross.
An entire reserve team in for the Sonics right now. Not one starter in there as Wally Walker hits his 5th point of the night.
Portland basically in the same situation with the exception of Kermit Washington, but they've got Bates and Paxson, basically 2 rookies at the guards with Gross in there with Brewer as the 2 front linemen along with Washington.
Sonics take it up to 10 again, 97-87. Blazers playing much better than they did Sunday night. Bob Gross does not feel that he touched it last, but the officials say yes you did, and Fred Brown will bring it in. Fred will be the lead guard and the playmaker in this setup with Vinny. Vinny Johnson with excellent speed. Lagarde will play on Brewer, the veteran. Lagarde tried to go through and bounce it in the middle. And Tom turns it over again. Portland down. Bates, tell you, can pop him from 3-point territory. This one underneath to Washington, and he lays it in. Nice play.
Beauty. Yeah, Bates just went right around Vinny Johnson that time, the rookie for the Sonics, and then when he got in deep, just laid it off to Kermit.
Jack Sikma will be back in momentarily for Lagarde. Now Wally passed the ball through. And they say that the Sonics let it get off their fingertips out of play. So again, Portland will take over the ball. Another Sonic turnover.
Blazers shot pretty well, Wayne, in that 3rd quarter, 60%. The Sonics shot even better, 66%.
Portland with the ball. They could cut it to 6 if they hit here. Paxson shot. He missed. Sikma's back and missed the rebound. Washington lays it in. Jack Ramsey really has this club fired up, and it's 97-91.
Hard to believe the Sonics led this game in the 3rd quarter by 20.
How true. Wally. Silas. Dennis is back in now. He tries to move on Paxson and gets fouled. The basket apparently will not count, and the foul is against Jim Paxson.
I think he kind of stuck a knee out there and got DJ, who was trying to circle around him. Get a look at it right here. Yeah, Paxson just kind of moving out there with the right knee.
Back to live action. Sikma working. Gets the ball rejected. And they say apparently that the foul is on Jack Sikma, his 5th of the game. Oh, my. Darryl Garrettson could not run for mayor at the moment of Seattle. as he has again turned the ball over to Portland, giving Jack Sikma his 5th foul. And with 10 minutes to go, this could be a classic comeback by Portland. They're down only by 6. They were down by 20. Now, we mentioned the Sonics have let some teams get away. Look at this, 97-93. And this Sonic crowd is going to have to help pull their club together. And Seattle calls timeout. So the Sonics and Lenny say, I've seen enough of this. From a 20-point lead to a 4-point lead. We have 9:49 to go in the regulation part of this ball game. And the SuperSonics are out in front of the Portland Trailblazers now by only 4, 97-93.
Morning, Murph.
Eddie, well, you sure are early.
Yeah, well, what about you?
Well, Mr. Allen's car has to be tuned up first thing. It's all part of running your own 76 station, my lad.
But if you run it, couldn't you come in later?
Sure. But when you punch your own clock, it seems as though you want to get in a little earlier, work a little harder.
Is that what you mean by the spirit of 76?
I guess it is. Coffee?
The spirit of 76.
Between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. and weekends until 5 p.m. Sunday, you can dial without operator assistance from anywhere in Washington to anywhere else in the state and talk 10 minutes for $1 or less.
Mother, I'm getting married.
So it's a perfect way to share the day's news or anything else on your mind.
So what else is new?
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Olympia Beer. Sit back and enjoy the great taste of Olympia Beer. It's the water and a lot more.
Now the Sonic crowd will try to get some spirit in their ball club.
I think, Wayne, what's happened, the Sonics got a good-sized lead of some 20 points by running, by pressing in the backcourt, by playing the game at their tempo. And once they got it up to a sizable lead, why they took the press off, they didn't run as effectively, and they've been playing the ball game mostly since then at Portland's pace.
Starting guards back in, but an entire reserve front line. Silas, Lagarde, and Walker. Dennis Johnson. No. Tipped up. Wally Walker with a big rebound. Wally lays it up and in. 99-93. Sonics now by 6. Billy Ray Bates. Lagarde with a nice steal to Wally, to Gus. Gus got the shot off. It wouldn't go in. The foul is called against Paxson, his second personal foul.
Bad pass at the other end, I thought, by Bates. One that you can't get away with too much in the NBA. Lagarde the interception right there to knock it away. And here we come with Wally Walker to Gus. And again, the great change of pace move, the alley-oop shot, and the foul.
Gus will get 2 straight. He has 29 already, a high of 41 on the year and now 30. And the Sonics are at 100 points. 100 points for the Sonics, and that means that Sears will donate $100 to the Children's Orthopedic Hospital. Children are our most priceless asset. 101-93 now. The Sonics, ahead moments ago by 4, have scored 4 straight, and they lead by 8.
Phoenix won the other playoff game in the Western Conference tonight, beating Kansas City 96-93 at Phoenix.
Here's Brewer. Short. Lagarde playing well with Sikma with 5 fouls. And Dennis will bring it down. 8:51 to go. Second game is Friday night. If one team wins 2 in a row, it's all over in the mini-series. Bates with a save. Nice play. Bounce pass. Oh! Jim Brewer with a slam dunk. 4 points for Brewer, but Bates, what a ball handler, and we know he can score.
Yeah, nice bounce pass by Bates to really set up that score by Brewer.
So this team that was blown out by 31 points the other night, now back in this one, and down by only 6 in the 4th quarter. Dennis lost the ball. It just went right out of his hand. Gross picks it up at half court. Sonics lead by just 6. Brewer's had a hot hand, wants to go over DJ if he can. Missed it. Gus with the rebound. Well, Williams who will throw it in. Owens and Nat back in. Gross and Brewer out. Wally Walker comes out as J.J. comes back in for the Sonics. But Lagarde continues to play for Sikma, who has 5 fouls. Gus elbowing his way by Bates. High shot, no good. Out of play. It will be Sonic ball. And Calvin Nat says, how can you call that?
We thought Silas had knocked it out of his hands and out of bounds, but they say Nat was the last to touch. We'll get another look at it right here in the battle for the rebound. Nat goes up. Silas with a handout.
Dennis Johnson. It's the rebound and may have gotten fouled at the same time. Or did he foul? Nope. Foul is on Bates. His second personal foul. And it's the 4th team foul, which is a real advantage for the Sonics because they do not have a team foul in this point. So they can afford some fouls later. Plus they get the bonus with 1 more out of the Blazers. An advantage you love to have, especially in a playoff game. Dennis maneuvering, moves inside. Brewer with an easy rebound. 101-95. Bates. Well, he and Calvin Nat playing well, and it's 101-97. Portland down now by only 4.
Again, Bates with his quickness, the ability to push the ball up the floor, made it all possible for Nat to get the 2 points that time. So Bates shows he can score, but also he can dish off.
Calvin Nat now with 15. He averages 20 a game. JJ, good playmaker, even in the forward. Silas screens for Gus, but he can't run off Brewer. Now they switch and Bates comes on him. And Lagarde may have been fouled by Owens. We'll wait and see. Yes. Tom Owens, his 5th personal foul, so both of the centers now, Sikma and Owens, are in the same foul position. And Lagarde will go to the line. 101-97. Sonics by 4. There's 6:53 to go in this game.
Here's where that foul situation against Portland now starts to pay off, Wayne, as you mentioned, because they are over the limit in fouls, and Lagarde will have 1 in the penalty.
Lagarde gets that one to fall through. Sonics by 5. Crowd very quiet as Tom tries to get his 2nd point of the night and does. 2 foul shots at a crucial point for Tom Lagarde. Now the Sonic crowd yelling defense. Nat for Washington. Brewer up over everybody. Couldn't hit. Washington rebound. Boom, falls in. Kermit Washington with 15. He's got 6 of those in this quarter. Sonics lead by 4 points. A very narrow margin. That's the big margin they have. Dennis won to shoot. Elects now to do so. In and out. Batted away. Gus gets it back. Gus off the lip. Silas with a big rebound. Goes up. Got fouled on the way to the basket. It may be all for Tom Owens if he gets the foul called. No, it's not going to be on Owens. It'll be on Kermit Washington.
Kermit Washington picking up the foul. Gus goes up for the little jumper from in the lane, and on the battle for the rebound, Silas gets it, starts to go up. Owens was there, Washington there, and they call it on Kermit.
3 for 2 for Silas, and the Sonics still have not committed a foul in this quarter. Silas wishes it over the lip. Ball shoots 64% from the line. His 3rd point of the night, looking for a very important 4th point. Gets it. 105-99. Sonics up by 6 with 6 minutes to go in this game, or at least in regulation, barring an overtime. They threw it away. Brewer for Bates, and the ball went out of play. And Jack Ramsey just is telling Darryl Garrettson that the Sonics touched the ball. But Garrettson is not listening. Sonics really want to settle down and play solid basketball right now. Lagarde, JJ. Beautiful. John Johnson with 16, and the Sonics get a little air, leading now by 8. Owens went up for the shot. The ball would not go in the hoop. He was fouled on the way to the basket.
Silas, first personal, blocking.
Here you get a look at Owens on his way in.
Owens with 2.
And Owens will be on the line for 2 as he's fouled.
You heard PA announcer George Tolles mention the foul was on Paul Silas. Owens with 8 points now. Tom, a veteran of this league. Played at South Carolina some 9 years ago. It's a big 2, and it's 107-101. There's a lot of time left in this game. 5:19 to go.
Interesting to note down the stretch of the playoff game why Lenny Wilkins elects to go with the veteran Paul Silas in there at that power forward spot.
Well, John Johnson could that time easily have been called for charging, but Billy Ray Bates instead picks up the foul. And it's 3 for 2 for John. I'll tell you, that particular time, John Johnson really crowded, and it looked like Bates might have had position on him. But as Hugh Hollins told you at halftime, Peter, that's the toughest one to call, the block charge. John Johnson with 16, now 17 in this effort.
He's made some clutch points now down the stretch, which he has done in the past.
Sonics by 7. Now 8. First team to win 2. It's only a 2 out of 3 miniseries. It's a death-defying thing after playing 82 games. At least they figure the cream will come to the crop in a 7-game series as Billy Ray Bates drives across the lane and lays it in. Bates with 26. For Bates, he has tied his high game of the season with the Trailblazers. JJ tries to pass to DJ. And a holding foul is called as somebody grabbed a wrist. Ron Brewer picks up his 5th personal foul. And again, the Sonics, and this may be the factor that bails them out, if in fact they do win this game, the fact that they had so many opportunities at the line and so many bonuses in the 4th quarter. Dennis with 18. He's 4 for 4 from the line tonight. Now 5, of course, out of 5.
Billy Ray Bates over doing a little politicking with Darryl Garrettson, explaining that he's getting held a little bit around the wrist.
111-103. SuperSonics on top. And I don't think the Blazers are finished yet. They've played well to this point. Brewer pulled away, hits. 111-105, and Portland just will not lay down. The score on your screen incorrect. It's 111-105. Silas. DJ. Gus. Beautiful basket by Gus Williams to give him his 33rd point. And Jack Ramsey says he wants to take a timeout. 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go in this game 1 of the mini-series. And the Seattle SuperSonics have the Portland Trailblazers at the moment, 113-105.
Everybody hopes they're going to make a lot of money someday and retire. Yet it's the rare person who makes the kind of sizable investment it takes to ensure a golden future. Because few people ever save enough money to invest. That's why Rainier Bank has bank bills. It's our way to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time. To save for tomorrow, put your money in the mountain today.
Cold, refreshing, low in calories, a great tasting light beer. But are all great tasting light beers really low in calories? You be the judge. Look, one has 96, another 110, and another 134. While Olympia Gold has only 70 calories, fewer calories than any leading light beer. And taste, Olympia Gold's done it. It's the perfect balance of calories and taste. 70 calories, great taste. Olympia Gold, it's what light beer was meant to be.
Gus Williams is tonight's Rainier Bank Sonic Player of the Game. In Gus Williams' name, Rainier Bank will donate 100 tickets to the Pierce County 4-H clubs for the first home game of the Sonics 1980-81 season.
Portland shooting well in this fourth quarter, 69%. The Sonics just 27%. That has not helped the Sonic cause one bit, although they lead 113 to 105. Interesting that Lenny hasn't gone back with Jack Sikma at center. He's still going with Lagarde. Of course, Jack went to the bench several minutes ago with that 5th personal foul.
The Blazers will bring it in. They're certainly not out of it. 113 to 105. The Sonics by 8. But Portland has cut a 20-point margin down to only 4. I would think they'll come charging still if they can. Bates. Tipped behind the backboard and out of play. They give it to the SuperSonics. A break there. That's Darryl Garrettson, number 10. Veteran referee working tonight with edge rush. Hugh Holland's the alternate, as they have in the playoffs. Portland has not beat the Sonics this year since back on November the 18th, when they did it by 5 points. Double team. Dennis backs out, trying to free the center if he can. Went in and went off one of the Trailblazers, so the Sonics will get the ball into their own backcourt. 3:33 to go, but the Sonics have only 5 seconds to get a shot off. Dennis will handle that. Washington, look at that strength. Lead pass to Brewer. Great play by Brewer on a great pass from Washington. And Ramsey says, play defense now.
Well, I'll tell you, he just really threaded the needle down floor to Brewer. And now Portland is back within 6.
Brewer backs away to double team Lagarde. So DJ will come to Silas, and Gus will try to come to the baseline. They cut him off. He'll shoot anyway. Knocked out of play. They say Sonic ball. Apparently Brewer must have gotten a finger on it, and Sikma is going to come back in with 5 fouls. Tom Lagarde will get a rest, and Tom played well in that stretch for Jack Sikma. One of his better efforts of late.
He's a fighter. He'll go out there and battle you all the way and hustle and go after all the loose balls.
Jack will bring it in. 2:58 to go. Friday night, second game at Portland, 8:30 on CBS. Channel 7 will originate that game in Seattle. Silas, triple team. Sikma batted away. Gus gets it back and he hit. Sikma gets it back with a new clock. And a foul on Bates that would drive a coach just absolutely crazy. Billy Ray had no business fouling John Johnson, and the young rookie picked up a very silly foul.
Well, you can see Bates out there shadowing Johnson, who just kind of holds the ball out, and Bates reaches in and fouls. So JJ's back at the line. He's had some big points here down the stretch of this fourth quarter.
John Johnson at the line. And John makes the crowd moan as he misses that one. 2:36 to go. Sonics by 6. JJ would like to make it 7. He does, and John has 19 points. He's only 3 shy of his high for the year, 22. Bates went dancing in and just lost it, and a couple of the mistakes for the rookie, but how can Jack Ramsey be too upset? Bates on the night with 26 points. You got to give a little to get a little. He's given a lot of offense, and now he's made a couple of mistakes. Jaylee wanted to turn the corner, and John couldn't get it done. Gus, look at the rebound. But too close to the end line. It goes away, and Portland will bring it down. 114 to 107. Now 2 minutes to go in the game. 2 minutes. Sonics by 7. But with Bates popping them maybe from outside, who knows? Dennis with a big rebound on Billy Ray's 2-point shot that missed. Again, if the Sonics win tonight, tickets for Sunday's game, either against Portland or Milwaukee, will go on sale tomorrow morning at the Kingdom at 9 a.m. 7 seconds of the shot clock. Dennis gets knocked down rudely. Sikma. We have a whistle. Gerritsen said, I saw Jim Brewer foul.
Jim Brewer is first.
Well, we'll see Sikma here turning to take the shot, and Brewer out there to foul.
Jack with that right elbow bandage. 11.1 rebounds per game, which made him 5th in the NBA this season. Jack 2 for 2 from the foul line tonight. He could use a couple right here out of the 3 chances he'll get.
As you pointed out, why the foul situation has been critical, Wayne, in this fourth quarter. Would you believe the Sonics only have 1 team foul in this entire quarter with 1:29 left to go?
Jack Ramsey says, I want to take a timeout. So he'll do just that. So let's set up the possibilities now of what's happened so far in the NBA in the miniseries. There's about 1,000 of the fans across the way figure this one is over and they start to get out of here. But if the Blazers came back before, who's to say they might not do it again? In the other 3 miniseries games, Phoenix, Kansas City, with the winner beating Los Angeles. Phoenix won the first game of the miniseries tonight, 96-93. In the Eastern Conference, Houston defeated San Antonio. They both finished the year with identical marks, 41 victories, 41 losses. The winner meets Boston. Houston won the first game of the miniseries, 95-85. And Philadelphia, they tonight knocked off Washington in the other miniseries in the East, with the winner to beat Atlanta. Philadelphia 111, Washington 96. So Philadelphia wins the first game. Houston wins the first game. Phoenix wins the first game. And Seattle winning the first game with 1:29 to go. SuperSonics in Portland on Friday night. And of course, they had about 5,000 tickets that season ticket holders did not buy. And they went on public sale, I believe, on Monday, and about 1,000 of them remained yesterday. So some Sonic fans I know were calling the Supersonic office and also our radio and TV station asking if they could buy those Portland Trailblazer tickets. And I think that some of the fans got lucky, and I think there'll probably be a pretty big parade of automobiles and maybe a few buses heading to Portland for that Friday night game, Pete.
Haven't seen that many, or heard, I should say, that many Portland fans up here tonight. Usually there's a pretty good contingent that comes up from the Rose City to watch the Trailblazers play up here in Seattle.
This telecast, though, going back to Portland, along with being seen tonight in Yakima, the Tri-Cities, and on a delayed basis here on Channel 7. Minute 26 to go. Billy Ray Bates, 3-pointer. Yes. 116-110.
Get a couple of those, you're back in a hurry.
That's right, and Bates has 29, and he is capable. Though he hasn't been marvelous on the season, he's had 9 out of 20 now, 3-point shots. That's better than Fred Brown's mark on the year, though. Lagarde. JJ, 1:06 to go. Gus with the ball. Some of the fans who were leaving stop in the aisle now to watch. Short. Rebound. Portland. Sonics fall back quickly on defense. 54 seconds to go. Calvin Nat. Cross court. Brewer. 3-point try. No, it wouldn't go. Lagarde with a major rebound.
Could do it.
John Johnson will bring it down. 6-point Sonic lead. 38 seconds to go. Say, if he'd have hit that one, it would have been tight. JJ with 10 seconds of the shot clock, and Calvin Nat fouls it. Calvin Nat, his 5th personal foul, which is academic now. Jack Ramsey, always Mr. Calm. Very conservative tonight.
Well, again, we'll get a look at it here as JJ out there battling Calvin Nat for the ball, and Blazers get another foul. The Sonics have been at that foul line a lot here in this fourth quarter tonight.
John Johnson has 20 points now. The power forward spot tonight has been just, what? I think they had only 8 points, if I remember. Yes, Shelton with 2 and Bailey with 6. But the small forward, as John Johnson's position is known, he has 20. Well, Portland's going to call another timeout to try and prolong this. And the SuperSonics have an 8-point lead, and now a lot of the crowd breaking out of here. 26,412 here tonight. Peter, what do you see then in Portland on Friday night? Do you feel the Blazers can come back, maybe win that game too?
Yeah, they're so tough down there. I would think that they would have an excellent chance to win. I was surprised that Portland really hung in as well as they did tonight after the Sonics led at the end of the opening quarter by 5. They got it up to a 6-point lead at halftime. In that third quarter, they got it up to a 20-point lead with their running game and with the press on and really controlling the tempo. And then all of a sudden they took the press off. Portland got more in the tempo they like to play and really control things. And with guys like Bates and Ron Brewer and Jim Brewer and I believe Kermit Washington in there, and really kind of a makeshift lineup with 4 of the 5 being from off the Portland bench, why they got the Blazers back into it. And they really started playing more at the tempo that they wanted to. And once they got in that tempo, the Sonics really just had their hands full. And Portland started shooting better and got themselves right back in the ballgame. So I think you go down to Portland Friday, and with that crowd down there, why, it's going to be a tough assignment. But the Sonics have won down there a couple of times on the regular season, so there's no reason to feel that they couldn't do it again. I think really Seattle is the better team on paper, but again, you have to prove it on the court.
Again, the Husky cheerleaders cheering up the Storm, the crowd passing in back of us, yelling and screaming for the SuperSonics. Great victory. Of course, you never count anything. As Yogi Berra once said, it ain't over till it's over.
Is that what he said, really?
The way I heard it.
Interesting, you mentioned Lonnie Shelton. He played a little bit tonight, and I don't know exactly. I was going to check here on the first half because we have not seen him in the second half, and maybe that knee is not back to 100% at all. What, a couple of minutes in the first half he played, and that was about it, huh?
Got 1 field goal, but they'll count on him a little later in the playoffs. If they didn't need him here, why, it's best that he rest. All right, Bates will take the long one. Guns an air ball. And J.J. with a rebound, and that could officially wrap it up. John Johnson will bring it down. It's 118 to 110. 20 seconds to go. The shot clock has been turned off, and it looks like the Sonics will win game 1 of the mini-series to join Phoenix, Houston, and Philadelphia, going up 1-0 in the mini-series. Gus with the ball. 6 seconds to go. Portland's going to foul. Billy Ray Bates comes out, sacrifices himself, and gets his 5th foul. And that'll prolong in a moment as Gus will go to the line. And Gus with a super evening. 33 points. He could add 2 more, but that wouldn't be as high of the year. Gus had a 41-point effort earlier in the year. Veteran out of the University of Southern California in his 5th year. 34 for Gus, our player of the game. Puts the Sonics up by 10. 4 seconds to go. Portland will get off a desperation shot. Kermit Washington throws it. Could go. Ooh. Hits the rim, and it's all over. Kermit Washington threw it about 70 feet down the floor, and it missed going in. And the Seattle SuperSonics win this ball game as they put away the Portland Trailblazers in game 1 of the mini-series. It's all over. The Sonics 120. The Trailblazers 110.
Excuse me, Mr. Scrooge. Did you buy the Toyota Corolla Tercel because it has front-wheel drive? Well, did you buy it because no other front-wheel drive car has more front seat legroom? Well then, did you buy it because it's Toyota's lowest priced car?